It's that time of year again. Merry Christmas! And this video is going to be a little bit different than normal. I really want to just take a minute and show appreciation to, well, you guys, definitely, but a couple of people specifically. And also I want to share my plans for 2022 because I'm going to mix it up a little bit.
You know the type of guy that was a jock in high school but ended up becoming a huge nerd? You know, someone that's not afraid to make a fool of themselves on the internet. And someone that likes to shoot Polaroid a little too much. Did I say huge nerd? You know, just an ordinary, everyday guy. Well, that's me. I'm just another Chris.
More on this in just a second. The year is almost over. Man, it has been a wild one over here. A lot of things have happened. Things I've had to deal with. Some good things, some not so great things. And since the year is almost over, there's a lot of reflecting that's been going on, reminiscing about some of those not so great times, but more importantly, the people that helped make those not so great times better. I'm grateful for the people that I have in my life, friends and family, and even you guys. I've got to know quite a lot of you this year. You guys helped grow this channel beyond anything I could imagine. Thank you so much for that. I really started getting into instant photography and sharing my hobby and passion with you guys last year during the pandemic. And who knew it would take over the channel? Not me. And the channel's even led me to meet some of you guys in person and become good friends with you. So I just want to give a little appreciation to a couple people, such as Caleb and Alex. You guys are amazing. Love having somebody local to go and shoot photos with. I don't really have anyone else to do that with, and it's fantastic that I can share that with you guys, and you've been such a tremendous help here on this channel. From being models in my videos to literally giving me some stuff to have some fun with and create content with. My friend Jordan. Jordan, I've known you for, I've lost track of time now, maybe 6-7 years or so, and you've put up a lot of my shenanigans over the years, especially, you know, throwing you in a spacesuit for a video that I never released. You're done, Jordan?
Thank the Lord and Jesus Christ. I'm never putting this thing on again.
Oh, you probably will.
No.
Don't worry, I am going to release that video soon. I won't put you through all that aggravation and suffering for nothing, I promise. Which brings me to the last person I want to give a little shout out for, and which brings me to this. This right here is actually something that I have never given anyone outside of my family. And for the last several years now, what I do for Christmas is I put together these little buckets, and I call them Chris's Knick-Knack Shack, world famous. What I like to do is fill it with weird knickknacks, and I put one main present inside of this thing. The rest of it is just like a fun little bonus. So there's been one person that's been a huge inspiration to me over the years, and I've been watching their YouTube videos for so long, 10 years or so. That's Dave Knopp on the Knopp Top YouTube channel. I was just minding my own business, creating my own content, having a grand old time, and I get a comment from the one and only Knopp Top YouTube channel. Blew my mind. And that comment led to a friendship. I even went to visit him a few months ago in Ohio, and we created some fun content, and it was just a really great time. And I want to give a little special shout out and thanks to Dave, because he's actually been somebody that's helped me out way more than I think he realizes, and I want to give him one of these buckets. So let me show you a little bit what I'm filling this thing with. Sometimes these lids are hard to get off. This car, when I was visiting him in Ohio, he actually had this shelf with some small knickknacks and things on the shelf that either people have sent him or he's bought, and there's just like one-of-a-kind type items. And it gave me an idea last year on another YouTube channel that I don't do anymore. I was trying to put together this fun video with like post-apocalyptic Hot Wheel cars and shoot it in slow motion while they're like going off ramps and through dirt and stuff, and it was gonna be really cool in theory. However, I don't have a camera that can shoot it in slow enough motion, so I abandoned the project. But I made 3 cars, and I want to give Dave one of these cars. And what I did to make these was I just 3D printed up a bunch of like kit bash parts I found on like online 3D model websites. I would take weapons off of like robots or like soldiers that had guns or aliens that had weapons or just tank parts and just all sorts of kit bash things. Kit bashing, if you don't know what that is, if you've seen Star Wars, The Millennium Falcon, it's a kit bash. You take a bunch of models from other things that pre-exist and rip parts off and to create your own thing. That's kit bashing. And then I 3D printed up a bunch of stuff, and I went to Home Depot and found this like cool wire or something that you might see in like Mad Max or even Twisted Metal. I thought it'd be really cool to give him one of these that I made. But also, I know he loves to tinker. I'm sending him a little DIY kit that he can do himself. Some of the wire and just a random assortment of parts and guns and things that he could make his own little post-apocalyptic vehicle. I think you'd have a good time with that, so I'm sending right on over. As well as this truck. I think this one is really cool. Blue duct tape, Cracker Jacks, black electrical tape, hand warmers. These are a great tip if you're shooting instant photos and you're out in the cold. Have these in your pockets so your photos can stay warm while they develop. A pack of Panasonic AA batteries. This cat pen thing. Stress sheets, bubble wrap sheets, so if you get stressed out, you can pop them. Silly putty, Goo Gone, Nerf squishy shot, red and black zip ties. Acrylic stand photo frames. This one's for a 4x6. This actually was taken with the Laney photo printer. Review in the description if you want to check it out. And another acrylic photo stand. It actually works perfect for Polaroid photos. Super glue, ID card, a string thing, assortment of candy. Yum. The worst case scenario survival handbook. Let's read an excerpt, shall we? Random page. Ooh, how to jump from a moving car. How to escape from killer bees. How to deliver a baby in the back of a car. Ooh. How to survive when lost in the desert. And the list goes on. All right. I know. Those are just kind of gag gifts, fun things, just because why not? And the funny thing is, I usually do this for like my brother and sister and parents and whatnot. And I usually put in similar things like that. Like last year, I gave my dad safety tape, reflecting safety tape. Joke was on me though. He used it on the mailbox. The funny thing is, Dave could probably actually use all of this stuff. This is stuff he probably uses on the daily basis. So it kind of works out. Not really necessarily gag gifts to him. Now, moving on to the actual main thing I'm sending him. He's been getting into instant photography himself. He's been shooting with Instax wide cameras and having a good time with it. And while I was down there, I brought him a Polaroid Now to use, and I ended up just giving it to him. But then he saw my SX-70 camera. And this is what he actually had to say after he shot his very first photo. All right, you just took your first Polaroid.
That was intense. It's seriously, it's like a physical, things are clicking and clanking and you're like,
yeah.
And being able to see it focus in the viewfinder automatically just for a second, and then you actually do see that flip come up in the camera. Pretty amazing.
But it was the SX-70 camera that we tried.
Yes, the SX-70.
Yeah. You've never used them before, right?
No, and I can see where I'm probably going to end up buying one, because it's just, having that manual control is just so much more fun. It's more like, and especially just being able to hold it, and it has that metal shell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So nice.
We took a picture of this in the throne. This place is really cool. We don't have places like this back home.
That's right. Only the best.
In Ohio.
Just another Halloween store. I mean, what? So I wanted to try and track one down for him and give it to him for Christmas. The problem I ran into was most people that tend to sell those cameras are not active shooters or people that are in the hobby themselves. They've either found the camera in like their parents' or grandparents' house and think it's an antique camera and it's worth a lot of money. And yeah, they tend to, fetch a decent amount, but I'm talking anywhere from $80 to maybe $150 for like a base model SX-70 camera. Not $500 like most people are trying to get for these cameras. So I was struggling to track one down. And then I remembered, hey, I know people now in this world. I'm not alone. So I reached out to Caleb. Hey, do you have any hot leads on how I can get one of these cameras? I want to give this camera as a gift. And he's like, yes, actually, I have one. You're in luck. And so I met up with them. I was like, yo, what do you want for this? And he's like, you can have it. So, Dave, this is your SX-70 camera right here. Model 2. It needs a new leather skin. I did a video on how to do this, so I'll leave a link down below if you guys are even curious to see how you do it. I was gonna give him a new leather, but I think it's kind of like building your own lightsaber, right? You choose your own color. So I'm gonna let him do that on his own. It's not too hard. It is really messy though. Don't thank me for this camera. I was ready to pay for it, but Caleb was like, no, you can have it for free. So be sure to thank Caleb in the comments for this camera. It's coming your way. I'm excited to see what you make with this, man. Seriously.
What is this? Whoa! It's an SX-70. This is how long it took me to process. I'm like, is this some kind of Game Boy? Look at that. Let's see if it... I mean, it Does it work? I think it works. It looks a little crusty, but I think this thing works. Cool color too. That's gonna be fun. I actually really love how tore up it is. I've never owned one of these, so I don't know how to, he never showed me how to close it. I've only opened them. How do I close it? Okay, well, we'll come back to that. Seriously, how do I close this? I don't know how to close it. Oh, there we go. That is so cool. This is serious business. Manual adjustments, manual focus. And one of my favorite things is the amount of physical sounds, like this sound, and then the actual shutter, and that thing's like super cool. I've never owned one of these. This is my first one, Chris. Thanks so much. Thanks for the bucket of knickknacks. Time to get back to whatever it was I was doing.
So there you go. I'm letting you in a little secret that I've been doing for the last several years for my family. And I think what I'm going to start doing is picking somebody every year around Christmas time and sending you guys one of these buckets. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in that. Well, I hope Dave enjoys the camera and makes some cool stuff with it. But now what I want to do is share my plans for next year. I know that this year isn't over yet. It's approaching rapidly. But I want to share some things because I want to make this channel a lot more beneficial for everyone. As you notice, this year, instant photography took over the channel. And it's awesome. I really enjoy shooting instant photography. It's just a good passion of mine. And it's a great way for me specifically just to take a quick pause from my day job, which is creating content digitally and editing videos, doing all that sort of thing, to just slow down a little bit and just push one button on a camera and have a picture. No editing involved. It's just, I don't know. It's very refreshing and therapeutic for me. And I've been fortunate enough to share it with you guys, and you guys are growing rapidly. We hit 5,000 subs this month. That is incredible. I never thought that would actually happen. My goal was to get 5,000 by the end of this year, and I did. I could not have done that without you guys. So let's hit 10,000 in 2022. Let's do it. But content-wise, like I said, instant photography took over. Not complaining. But I kind of want to go back to a little bit of the roots of what this channel was. Not get rid of instant photography because I love it, but start bringing in more film photography as well as just retro tech in general. I've done some on like old MP3 players from back in the day, like a Zune. You guys love that one. VHS camcorders and type content, and just oddities. Like I have a digital camera, but it's a Lego camera. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's made from actual Lego bricks. It's kind of crazy. And I would love to share that type of stuff here, but I haven't because instant photography seems to be the thing that everyone is interested on this channel, and amazing. Thank you again. However, those videos to make them are kind of expensive because you guys know I don't just make a video for video's sake. I put a camera through its paces. I go through it. I don't just shoot a couple of photos or just one pack of film. I shoot pack after pack after pack and spend hundreds of dollars almost per video when it comes to instant photography. So I'm not going to stop doing that. But it tends to drive up the costs of making these videos. And I also have other interests outside of instant photography, like I was saying, and I want to bring back. So next year, you're going to see instant photography for sure. But you're also going to start seeing some other interesting oddities, retro tech type things. It's still within the world of photography and videography type stuff, so don't worry. But with that said, in the instant photography realm of content that I'm going to be making next year, I'm going to give Fuji Instax a little more love. This year, I kind of gave Polaroid the platform, and that's just because I love Polaroid. It's great, but I kind of forgot some of you guys along the way that love Instax, and I do apologize for that, and I'm going to make up for it in 2022. You're going to start seeing a lot more Instax content. And you guys also may notice I don't really do paid sponsored stuff in my videos. I've been offered a few here and there over the years, but I'm starting to get a lot more offers coming in, and I haven't accepted any of them, and next year I might. I'm not sure yet. And if I do accept them, I want to try and make them a little bit more focused and relevant to the videos, not just to be like, hey, sponsored by Squarespace, Audible books, da 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 da. You know, no one cares. And so in 2022, I think I am going to dabble in the sponsorship world and see where that goes. And the reason I'm bringing it up because I've always felt that I want to level with you guys and be as transparent as possible. But if I do sponsored ads, like I said, I'm going to make sure that they are relevant to the channel or to the video that I am making. It's not just going to be some throw-in. And it's something that I think you guys can benefit from as well. Those are the types of things that I'm going to be focusing on when it comes to sponsorships. I don't really like to plug, things for you to purchase. I'd rather you guys just watch the videos, have a good time for free. You don't have to pay anything. I do have paid options available, like members and the print club, some books that I put out and merch and whatnot, but I don't really plug it often. I just think it's in bad taste a lot of times. But I mean, I do feel there is a time and place to do it. I try to keep those videos like their own videos, not sprinkled inside a review video, because you're not there for any of that stuff. You're there to learn about the camera or software or whatever I'm talking about in that video. But anyway, enough about that. I know this is kind of an interesting video. I haven't really done one like this, so just thought I'd give you guys a little something fun to watch, and hopefully you did learn something. But anyway, enough about that. I hope you guys have a great Christmas. Thank you so much for watching. This isn't going to be the last video of the year, it's just going to be one of them. So thank you guys so much for watching. Now get out there, make some art, and open some presents. It's Christmas.